Breaking pension alert from Westminster. A major new warning has just been issued, and if you rely on the state pension, plan to retire in the UK, or simply hope to stop working one day, you need to hear this. A leading economic think tank has sounded the alarm. They say that unless urgent action is taken, the government may be forced to raise the UK retirement age not to 67, not to 70 but to 74 years old by the year 2069. Yes. You heard that right. 74. This isn't a political scare story. It's not speculation. It's a peer-reviewed, data-backed report from the Institute for Fiscal Studies, one of Britain's most trusted economic bodies. So what does this mean for you? Is your retirement safe? Can the triple lock survive? What happens to people who can't work into their 70s? And how can younger workers possibly prepare? We've got the facts. We've got the figures. And we're breaking it all down right now. Let's get started. The Institute for Fiscal Studies, or IFS, has just published its long-awaited pensions review, and the findings are jaw-dropping. Here's the headline. To keep the state pension affordable under the current system, specifically, to preserve the triple lock guarantee, the government would likely need to push the pension age back to 69 by the year 2049, and 74 by the year 2069. This means that a 25-year-old worker today could be working until nearly their 75th birthday before qualifying for a full state pension. That's a monumental shift from where we are now. Currently, the state pension age is 66. It will rise to 67 by 2028. A further rise to 68 is expected in the 2040s. But now, we're talking about an additional 6 years added to that. And for many people, especially those in physical jobs or with health conditions, working until 74 simply isn't realistic. This isn't just a bureaucratic policy suggestion. It's a complete redefinition of retirement, one that could affect millions of future retirees. So how did we get here? To understand this crisis, we need to talk about the triple lock. The triple lock was introduced in 2011. It guarantees that your state pension increases every April by whichever is highest. Inflation, average earnings growth, or 2.5%. This ensures pensioners don't fall behind as prices rise or wages grow. It was designed to protect dignity in old age, and it's been extremely popular. In fact, it's often credited with dramatically reducing pensioner poverty in the UK. But it comes at a cost. According to the IFS, the triple lock has added £11 billion every year to the pension budget compared to if pensions had simply followed inflation or earnings growth. And that number is only going up. As more people retire, as life expectancy increases, and as the UK population ages, the financial pressure is snowballing. The result? The state pension is becoming one of the single biggest costs to the UK government, and it's quickly becoming unsustainable. Here's what the IFS projects if nothing changes. If the government wants to keep public pension spending below 6% of national income, while keeping the triple lock in place, then by 2049, the state pension age must rise to 69. And by 2069, it must rise to 74. If those changes don't happen, then the government would face one of two painful decisions. Scrap the triple lock entirely, cutting future pensions by up to 11%, or raise taxes significantly and cut spending elsewhere, like on the NHS or social care. And even with increases in pension age, the triple lock could still cost the UK government an extra £5 to £45 billion annually by 2050, depending on inflation and wage growth. That's a staggering range, and it makes budgeting extremely difficult. The government would be gambling with its entire long-term financial plan. So the IFS's message is clear: something has to give. Let's break this down by age group. If you're already retired, or close to retirement, you'll likely see no change. Your pension will continue to rise under the triple lock, at least in the short term. But if you're under 50, or just starting out in your career, this report is a major wake-up call. The retirement you imagined may not be the retirement you get. You could face A pension age of 70 or higher. Delayed access to free bus passes or winter fuel payments. And fewer years to actually enjoy retirement. The IFS warns that if the triple lock continues, future pensions could rise to between £10,900 and £13,400 per year by 2050, a significant boost from today. But there's a catch. To replicate that increase through personal savings, you'd need an extra £50,000 to £60,000 set aside in your pension fund. And right now, millions of households simply can't afford that. For them, the state pension is the only pension. We need to be honest, raising the pension age doesn't just affect numbers on a spreadsheet. It affects real people. According to Standard Life's retirement expert Mike Ambury, the state pension already makes up a massive chunk of welfare spending. Delaying retirement may seem like the only solution. But here's the brutal truth. Many workers can't keep going into their 70s, especially those in construction, nursing, manufacturing, cleaning, social care, transport. Poverty is already rising among people in their early 60s. Many are forced to retire early due to chronic illness, back problems, or heart conditions. Older job seekers face age discrimination, making it hard to find stable employment. So who suffers most from a higher retirement age? People in poor health. Those with caring responsibilities. Manual workers. Low-income earners. Ethnic minorities with shorter life expectancies. And let's be clear, many of these people won't live long enough to receive a pension at 74. This is no longer just an economic debate, it's a moral one. The triple lock has become a victim of its own success. It's helped protect pensioners. It's raised living standards. But it's also created a looming fiscal crisis. By 2050, pension spending could require up to £45 billion more per year. The pension pot could consume 1 in every £6 of government revenue. And if economic growth stalls, the crisis could hit sooner than expected. This puts younger generations at massive risk. They'll either work longer, get lower pensions, or pay higher taxes, possibly all three. And for women, part-time workers, and those with career breaks, the impact will be even more devastating. The longer we delay reform, the worse the options become. So what can be done? The IFS stops short of recommending a specific solution, but the choices are clear. Either scrap the triple lock and link pensions to inflation only, or gradually raise the pension age but with better support for people who can't work longer, or tax more, especially higher earners and private pensions, or create a flexible pension system that allows early access for those in poor health or low-income jobs. No solution is perfect. But doing nothing is not an option. The next government will face a historic decision. Protect pensioners today or ensure there's a pension system left for tomorrow. Here's what you need to take away. The triple lock has done good, but it comes at a growing cost. The IFS says pension age may rise to 74 to keep it going. That means later retirements, tougher work lives, and harder planning. Millions are unprepared, and the younger you are, the more at risk you may be. Action is needed now, not in 2040, not in 2060, but today. So if you care about your pension, your retirement, or your future, stay informed. Subscribe to this channel for clear, honest, no-spin analysis on pensions, benefits, and retirement reform. We'll keep you updated. We'll break down every new bill, every budget change, and every Department for Work and Pensions decision. And together, we'll make sure no one gets left behind. Until next time, stay safe, stay smart, and stay ready.